Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist, the icon, the philosopher. A man whose lightning-fast moves and powerful words still echo through generations. But behind the legend, there was one woman who knew Bruce Lee like no one else ever did. She was his wife, his partner, his confidant, and the only woman he ever married. Her name is Linda Lee Cadwell. But who is she really? How did she meet Bruce Lee? What was life like as the wife of the dragon? And what happened to her after Bruce Lee's shocking and untimely death? Today we dive deep into the untold story of the one and only wife of Bruce Lee, and where she is now. 1. A young woman named Linda. Before she became Linda Lee Cadwell, she was simply Linda Emery. Born on March 21st, 1945, in Everett, Washington, Linda grew up in a middle-class American family. She was raised in a conservative household. Her father was a building contractor, and her mother a homemaker. Linda was a bright student with big dreams, but back in the 1960s, the world was very different for women. She studied at Garfield High School in Seattle, and that's where her destiny would collide with the man who would change her life forever. At the University of Washington, Linda planned to become a teacher. She had no idea that a chance enrollment in a martial arts class would shape her future forever. 2. How Linda met Bruce. It was 1963. Bruce Lee was just 22 years old, a young man from Hong Kong, trying to make it in America. He was a philosophy major at the University of Washington, but also taught martial arts on the side to pay his bills. Linda signed up for Bruce's Kung Fu class, and right away she saw there was something different about him. He wasn't just teaching kicks and punches. Bruce taught his students about life, about the mind, about self-expression. His charisma was magnetic. Bruce saw something special in Linda, too. She was smart, independent, and genuinely curious about what he had to say. Their teacher-student relationship quickly turned into something deeper. Bruce and Linda fell in love, and in 1964, when Linda was just 19 years old, they got married. This was not easy at the time. An interracial marriage in 1960s America came with its share of stares and prejudice. But Bruce and Linda didn't care. They were determined to build their own path together. 3. Life as Mrs. Bruce Lee. Linda became Bruce's rock as he chased his big dreams. The couple moved to Oakland, California, where Bruce opened his own martial arts school, the Junfan Kung Fu Institute. Life was far from glamorous. Bruce was still an unknown name, teaching martial arts and trying to break into Hollywood. Money was tight. But Linda supported Bruce every step of the way, helping him manage the school, taking care of the home, and later raising their children. Yes, Bruce and Linda had 2 children, a son named Brandon, born in 1965, and a daughter named Shannon, born in 1969. As Bruce's fame grew, so did their family's adventures. From the United States to Hong Kong, from small TV parts to big movie deals, Linda watched Bruce transform into an international superstar. She was by his side when he filmed The Green Hornet. She was there when he struggled to find acting roles because Hollywood wasn't ready for an Asian lead. And she stood with him when he went back to Hong Kong, where Bruce finally found the stardom he deserved. 4. The dark day. But just as fast as Bruce Lee rose to fame, tragedy struck. On July 20th, 1973, Bruce Lee died suddenly in Hong Kong at just 32 years old. The world was shocked. Rumors and conspiracy theories swirled around his mysterious death. Linda was devastated. She was only 28, suddenly a widow with 2 young children to care for. In the days after Bruce's passing, Linda showed incredible strength. She brought Bruce's body back to Seattle, where he was buried at Lakeview Cemetery. At his funeral, she stood beside his coffin, a symbol of grace in the face of unimaginable loss. Faifasai, life after Bruce. So what happened to Linda after Bruce's death? Linda made it her mission to protect Bruce Lee's legacy. She published Bruce Lee, the Man Only I Knew in 1975, a deeply personal memoir about their life together. This book later inspired the 1993 film Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Linda didn't fade into the shadows. She continued to raise Brandon and Shannon with love and courage, instilling in them their father's philosophy of self-expression and perseverance. Linda also found love again. In 1988, she married Tom Bleecker, but they divorced a few years later. In 1991, Linda married Bruce Cadwell, a stockbroker, and they're still together to this day. 6. More tragedy strikes. Life after Bruce wasn't free of tragedy. In 1993, Linda suffered another devastating loss when her son Brandon Lee died on the set of The Crow in a freak accident. Brandon was just 28, the same age Linda was when Bruce died. Losing both her husband and her son could have broken her, but Linda stayed strong for her daughter Shannon and for the legacy of both Bruce and Brandon. 7. Linda's legacy. Today, Linda Lee Cadwell is in her late 70s. She lives a quiet life, largely out of the public eye, but her impact is felt worldwide. She co-founded the Bruce Lee Foundation with her daughter Shannon, an organization dedicated to sharing Bruce Lee's teachings and philosophies with new generations. Linda has always protected Bruce's image from exploitation, fiercely guarding his intellectual property and ensuring his story is told truthfully. She still appears at occasional events, interviews, and tributes, always with the same calm dignity she showed all those years ago. Behind every legend, there's often someone whose story doesn't get told enough. Linda Lee Cadwell may not have thrown punches on the big screen, but her strength, loyalty, and grace made Bruce Lee's journey possible. She was his only wife, the woman who stood beside him during his struggles and triumphs, and the keeper of his flame after he was gone. Today, when we remember Bruce Lee's legacy, we must also remember Linda, the one and only wife of Bruce Lee. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more stories like this, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who should we cover next? Let us know. Thanks for watching, and remember, be like water, my friend.